Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday afternoon. Little techie stuff going on, but phew, I made it. New phone just messed up everything. Nobody knows anybody. They can't figure out who's talking to who, but we got it. So, and the whole point of today was not techie. So that's kind of interesting. If you read the title of this and said, okay, well, yeah, I know you know Cricut and I know you like Cricut, so what are you doing? Well, I thought I would stop by and kind of talk to you a little bit. I was hoping that we could Zoom and chat, but that didn't work. So please chat here with me. And if you're not watching this live, comment below. I come back and look at them later. Anyway, but what I wanted to talk to you about was why I decided that stamping was something I needed to do for me. We have been doing Cricut-y things for a long time here. And if you look behind me, you'll see that my Cricut's still there. It didn't go anywhere. Nothing's happened to her. She's safe. And the joy is down in the corner. So everybody is all where they belong. But even this, doing this live today, reminds me of why I want to be able to sit down and do something. Not worry that I need to reboot or reconnect or Bluetooth, or I just want to play with paper and stamps and ink. And that's what Close to My Heart did for me for a little bit, but it didn't let me make cards, and I want to make cards. I love sending a handmade card to someone. So if you're thinking, well, lady, you've been kind of like around the bend here. I have, but I'm back home. And the reason I'm back home is I adore Stampin' Up stamps. I love their ink and I love their paper. And if you're a card maker, those are the three critical things. I also want to tell you a little bit about me. Probably 3.5, maybe 4 years ago, I discovered Stampin' Up. But I was deep in the Cricut weeds. I was teaching Cricut classes all the time. I had no idea what the card lingo was. I felt like such a ninny. I didn't know anything about it. The reason I joined Stampin' Up back in the day was because of the paper. I love the paper, and I hate to try and figure out do things match. I'm really matchy, and so I like things to match. And I thought, I want somebody that does all the color stuff. If you noticed earlier in the week, I did this whole color coach thing with you. If you missed that, I will post more about this. I have something cool I want to show you. So let me take you there before we get too far. On my site, which is still easy peasy, caramiller.com, super easy to find. When you go there, I want you to click on Classroom, all right? There's lots of other things to look at, but I want you to check out the Classroom. And when you get to the Classroom, I want you to look at new classes. And you will see this. These are the classes I'm offering in the month of April, but you're also going to see this one that says, yeah, I know Cricut, but I want to know how to stamp. It's free. I want you to enroll in here. I want you to come in and hang out and check it out. See what it's all about. So I explain what's going on. When you scroll down past my smiling face, you will see the Getting Started Stamp Making Kit. And it tells you what you're going to need, how you can go about it. I'm going to show you some of this stuff today. But this stuff is all in here in that free Classroom. So caramiller.com, click on Classroom, grab the free one, okay? So that's the first thing. You don't even have to talk to me. I won't know, I promise you I am not gonna nag you. If you just wanna understand it, that's what I wanted, and that's why I'm giving you what I wanted. I felt really silly saying, I don't know what that is. I don't know what I need. I might wanna make a card that I stamp on, but I have no idea where to start. I don't know what I need. So my job is, just like with Cricut, I want to show you how to start at the beginning and learn the basics. We'll throw some fun, more advanced stuff in too, but there's so many of you that I know are like me that look at these cards and think, that's so cool. How did she do that? We're going to show you. It's not hard. It's all about getting the right tools so that you know how to do it. So one of the first things that I talked to you about in that class is what are you going to do? Because it's just like any other hobby, any other project. You could go to Hobby Lobby or Joann's and you could fill the cart, Michael's, fill the cart with all the things. We do like to collect things, we do. But you'd fill the cart and you'd still get home and say, I don't know what to do with it, and you didn't get a stamping block. Like, goodness, I don't even know what that is. And how do I know which one? There's 1,000 of them. That's my job, to make it easy for you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to ask that little dweeby guy behind the counter who says, well, I don't know, it's down in aisle 7. He knows nothing about this. He's never made a card in his life. We're going to help you. Okay. One of the easiest, least expensive ways to see if you like this is to enroll in the monthly Paper Pumpkin. The link is in the classroom. It tells you all this stuff. So seriously, go get that free class. It's free. You can always leave. You can always say no thanks. It's free. Paper Pumpkin is a monthly box, and I'm going to show you. This is not this month. This is from March, the date's on the end, from March of 2021. I'm just recently back at Stampin' Up, so I'm not going to get March. I'm going to get April. This March, I'm not going to get it. But I've also put the video in the classroom to show you what's in the March one. So if you haven't gotten it yet, don't watch the video. You want the secret. If you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you will also be added to my Paper Pumpkin class. Each month I offer a class and we go through this together. We start at the beginning and we walk our way through, and I also give you some alternatives other than what is in the instructions. But this little box, and it arrives in the mail. It's such a, it's such a treat. We only get bills or crazy mail. We don't get anything fun anymore. This box arrives in your mailbox. You have to subscribe by the 10th of April, and around the 20th of the month, you will get the box in the mail. Sometimes a little earlier. It's coming from Utah, so it depends on how far away. I'm in Vermont, so it takes a while to get to me. All right, open up the box. The very first time you do this, you will get a little glass block. Now, I'm going to take everything out. We're going to take a peek. Everyone has a stamp set in it. They're all different. We're not taking a bath. They're all wrapped in tissue, so you feel like it's a present. And then when you take this out, and then they're wrapped in plastic in here too. So come on out, little baby. Come on. It's stuck in the box, does not want to come out. There. Okay. There is a special glass block that comes in your very first Paper Pumpkin. I don't have one of those because it's not my very first. And then this is all the stuff from this. This was March of last year. So let's open this up and get a peek. This has everything that you need except snips, scissors. That's Stampin' Up lingo. They're scissors. But we call them snips. See, that's another thing. There's all this secret language that you just feel like a silly, you're thinking snips are something really unusual. They're not. They're just sweet, sharp scissors that you don't let anyone borrow. They are your card making scissors. You don't let other people take them. All right, so let's see what else is in here when I get this open. It's really wrapped hard. Now again, they're all different. Each one's different, but they always have the instructions. Step by step with pictures, easy to follow. We'll go through a couple of these so that you can get an idea, but they always have instructions. You never have to worry. So it also tells us, if you look at the picture, this is what your finished projects are going to look like. Right. 8 cards in here. Now they're not always cards, mostly cards. Sometimes there's other things. Supplies for 8 cards and 8 envelopes. So here's your envelopes, and they're different ones, right? 8. And then these are card liners. Again, another term, I didn't know what it was. Then these are your card, are you ready? Card bases. Really? Cards have bases? Are they things that they stand up in? Nope. It's how you start building your card. So it's a card base. Yep, got it. The ones in the pumpkins often have designs already pre-printed on them, so they make it even easier. Then we have some extra layers of designs that are going to get added to our card bases. We have some die cuts. We know what those are. Those are what the Cricut cuts out. Well, die cuts in Stampin' Up! Land are either pre-cut like this from the company, or like this, or there's something that you do using your die cut machine, and you're thinking, my Cricut? No, it is this one. But see, if you buy the paper pumpkin, you don't have to own this yet. You notice I say yet. Yeah, we're gonna get started nice and slow. All right, so this is and you'll notice the word Stampin' is in a lot of things. This is a Stampin' die cut and emboss machine. It opens up like this, right? I hope that you watched me last month when I kept telling you to grab it then. It was on sale. It's not on sale now. We'll talk about that later. Then we have our stamp set. Now, when you look at this and you think, I don't know, all the stamp sets I ever thought about had like wooden pieces and they were red, right? That's what I thought. Nope. Sometimes you might say, oh, well, I saw a YouTube video where they look like this. I did see that. These are called photopolymer. They are not all created equal. These are created here in the United States, which is nice. Stampin' Up! Creates these, and they are really thick. They hold the ink really well. They're super easy to work with. This little protective thing I just pulled off just keeps them nice and clean in the shipping so they don't get scratched or peel off or anything. So those are your stamps. Okay, we'll figure out what to do with those. Then we have, this is called a whole new language, right? A Stampin' Dimensional, and these are the mini dimensionals. This is a regular dimensional. See, the sizes are a little different. What's nice about these minis is they work good to put down little things like this. Like this is going to stick on my card. It would be nice to have something little to work with. If Stampin' Up! Thinks that you need these, they'll be in the paper pumpkin. We're going to talk about what to do if you don't want to do paper pumpkin and you want to do it yourself. Because, you know, we are do-it-yourselfers. Cricut people are those people that walk around craft fairs and say, oh, I could do that. Oh, I can make that. Yup, you can. What's different about Stampin' Up! Is that you don't have to make that. You don't have to go find a die find an image, either an SVG or an image to download, and then cut it out of the right color. You don't have to do that. You're just going to stamp it, right? So you don't have to go find a sentiment. That's a sentiment, a saying, a phrase from Design Space. You don't have to do that. It's all here, and they're all sized to fit your cards. Love that. This is some twine. You probably know what that is. That's not surprisingly. That's not a weird language. We still call it the same thing in both worlds. These are stencils. Now, we've made stencils with our Cricut before. We make one-of-a-kinds with vinyl, and then we throw it away. Yep. These are made to stamp through, and you rinse them off and keep using them. These are awesome. You can use these with just ink. Here's some ink right here. They gave it to me, so I would have what I needed. Aren't those pretty? Love those. And these you can use again and again, not just on this one paper pumpkin supply. These are unique to the paper pumpkin kits. They're not available any other place. Same with the stamp set. All right, So that's why I love paper pumpkins. There's some technique that we learn. This sponge works with this and this. So you need this, and then you need this, and then you need this, and then you're gonna need probably this, right? All right, that's for another day. We're not gonna make this today. I just wanted to show you what it is. This isn't available anymore, so I don't want to tease you with something that you can't have, but I wanted to give you an idea of what comes. All this stuff comes in your paper pumpkin. Cool. And then I save the boxes and I put them back in the box, and then I store them that way. So then I have like the stamp set, and I stack them in my bookcase because they tell you on the end what they are. Okay, so there's that. What if you think, I don't know, I kind of, I'm more in control than that. I need to do this. Okay, you can buy all the things. You can take the catalog and you can just go crazy and buy all the things. And then maybe you won't be happy, right? So each month when you shop with me, and again, if you just go to here, to the website, right? And you see Shop Stampin' Up, it's right there. And right here is a host code. When you put the host code in, that sends me a little note and says, hey, she bought something on your website, pay attention. When that happens, I will mail you the kit of the month. These are all pre-cut, so you don't need the die that does this. You don't need to buy a whole pack of paper. You will get everything pre-cut. This free kit, when you place an order, gives you 4 cards and envelopes, okay? They're not stamped on. You'll need to stamp them. But everything will be cut for you, and you need to just put it together using your seal, something new to learn. This is our adhesive, right? Or maybe some Stampin' Dimensionals. Your snips, remember I talked about those earlier. And then your stamp set. But your stamp set needs a block. And this is a size E. So you can get a sense of the size that a size E is a little bigger for some of the stamps, but it's a good one. If you can only buy one, you're going to want to buy the size E. This one, and if you look, let me show you, it's hard to see them. The size, this is a D. And A is even smaller, and then they work their way up, okay? You can buy a kit with a whole bunch of them, or you can buy them one at a time as you need them. So if you want to finish the cards exactly the way I did, you will need your smoky slate or gray granite. Both of those are a gray, pale, they stamp that color. The reason I like this color instead of black is I am more of a subtle color person. If you are dynamic and you like the really specific colors, then you might want to go with the black. If you like bright reds and bright blues, I like subtles. So I like the grays. It also is a little more forgiving if you happen to make a boo-boo. It's not quite so whoops, you did it. And then the one other thing that I think is really helpful when you're getting started is the trimmer. Now you might think, oh, I have one of those. The reason I like this one is it also comes with a scoring blade. What am I scoring, you're wondering? Let me show you. Now, if you want to start with that, this is all that you would need to work with this kit, okay? But now, if you're thinking, well, maybe I want to branch out. I'm going to do this myself. Sure. You're going to need a pack of envelopes. There are 40 in here. That's a lot of cards. So you're going to need a pack of envelopes, and now you're going to think, okay, well, I need paper to stamp on, right? There's 2 different kinds. There's regular basic white, and then this is thick basic white. Let me see if I can show you through the camera what the difference is. The thick one is a little bit thicker. It's a heavier weight. It makes a better card base. Remember that name? I told you bases, card base. All right, so there's two ways, basic card bases. Now there's a gazillion other fancy folds, and we'll get into that. But there's two basic card bases. That makes sense. This is 8.5 by 11. One way is to cut this at 4 1/4. See, there's the 4 and there's the 1/4. And you're thinking, well, couldn't you just put that in the Cricut? You could, but it's one cut. It takes seconds and it's cut, right? That's why it's cool. This can happen on the picnic table. It can happen at the campground. It can happen in your car. You don't need anything but what you see in front of you. And if you pre-cut some stuff, you don't even need this. And this is probably the biggest thing we work with. So I cut it. So now I have two 4 1/4 by 11s. A standard, here's another term I didn't know, A2 card. What? What does that mean? It's the size. It doesn't mean anything. It's not even a normal size that anyone would think of. It's the size that fits in these basic medium envelopes. What's medium? 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You'll get so you really know that, but you don't at the beginning. Trust me. You don't know what they're talking about. So 5 1/2 is where I'm going to score. I'm going to fold my card. So I slide. Notice I didn't lay this down, because if I slide this up with this blade, it's going to cut it. It's also going to cut me. So I hold it up, slide up the two little gizmos. We have a cutting blade and a scoring blade. Kind of like the Cricut, kind of. At 5 1/2. Now, if you're not a Cricut user, you're thinking, Lady, why are you talking about that? I'm talking about that because for the past 10 years, that's really what I've taught you. We are branching out, and I'm just going to run this down and back. And when you take it out, can you see? There's the score line. And now I just fold it in half, right along the score line. And then there's one other thing, and I, for the life of me, can't find it. It's called a bone folder. And you're thinking, I don't want to fold my bones. What do you mean? I'll show you a picture. I'll post it later. But it's kind of this long, it's made out of bone. Crazy. Long, thin. It works a lot like the scraper tool that you use in your Cricut mat, and it's going to run right along here and give you a good fold. Okay, your nail will work too, but a bone folder's nice. So now I have this card, and as I told you, they're made to fit inside these medium-sized envelopes. So let me show you. There's also another option to just get note cards and envelopes. They come together in a pack. Those are cool because then you don't need a trimmer until you're ready. So you can start with those. All this stuff is in the classroom. You don't have to remember everything I'm telling you right now. Notice this fits right, easy peasy, get in there, in our envelope, right? Super, super simple. All right, so that's one cut. That's a vertical. This gives you a card like this, right? I think I have one like him. I do. Which one does that? This one? This card does. So I use that cut for this one. See him? All right. The other one takes another sheet. Now, instead of going this way, we're going to go this way. This time we're going to cut at 5 1/2. We're going to just reverse what we just did. So instead of cutting at 4 1/4, we're going to score at 4 1/4. Instead of, yeah, got it? All right, so we're going to cut this at 5 1/2. Again, we're making two cards from one sheet of paper, and we're going to score at 4 1/4. Push those up, score, and now this card goes this way. So now both of these cards are the same size, going to fit in the same envelope, different designs. And there's a lot of flexibility too. If you look, this card goes this way, right? This card goes this way, same cut. This one's got a little trick to the front of it, but it's the same card. But one goes one way, one goes the other. So you really, without a whole lot of effort, end up with 4 options. This one goes that way. This guy, same size, goes that way. All right? All right, so how do I get what do you do to get these? You place an order, a $25 order on my site. Super easy. Remember, just go to karamiller.com and you will see it. And my shopping for my Stampin' Up! Is right at the top too. So everything starts here. Everything starts at karamiller.com. And then you're going to go shop at Stampin' Up! And it's going to bring you right into the store sometime soon. My poor computer is like not happy. Then use the host code and I will know that you've shopped with me, and I will send you all the things that you need to create these sweet 4 little cards. All right? Once you've decided that you like this, then you might want to look at the monthly club. The monthly club is a little more complicated cards. The monthly club for April is using this adorable bundle. Now, the bundle isn't on sale right now, but you only need to buy the stamp set because I will prepare things for you in case. But I suggest you're going to want the bundle. But anyway, any questions about this, please just drop me a note. I love to talk about this. I love to help people get started because I know how hard it was when I did it. I felt like such a silly, I was so comfortable in my other paper crafting world that when I asked, I felt like everyone knew this. And how did I not know? Because I was so deep in the Cricut weeds, I didn't know. So I'm here every Monday night and we'll share and show you techniques every Monday. And on Wednesday, I will either be here or in my YouTube group, and I will tell you, my YouTube channel. Everything I do here ends up on YouTube anyway. But make sure that you sign up for that free class. Let me get to where it is so I can show you. Make sure that you enroll in this free class, and that way you will get all the information and all the new tutorials. And if you click on that, you will see that I've started to put things in there for you, cutting guides, things like that, but they'll be there. Well, thanks for joining me on a Saturday afternoon. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll see you soon, Monday night. Bye, friends.